Hello, welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. Today I'd like to talk to you of another film that I believe is severely underrated that you need to check out, currently available on Tubi. This is Hannibal Rising, starring this French actor here who sadly passed away earlier this year, Gong Li and Race is fans, or whatever his name is, from... He played the Lizard in The Amazing Spider-Man, but it's a story about Hannibal Lecter surviving from World War II after a group of war criminals devoured his sister and has embarked on a journey of revenge with the assistance of his aunt to capture all of the barbarians that pretty much ate his sister. And this is a prequel to the Hannibal Lecter character. For those who may not be aware, I would highly recommend checking out the Hannibal Lecter series from Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon. You can also check out Manhunter, which is directed by Michael Mann, and then there's also Hannibal. And first off, I really like the direction of this. I really like that the film didn't really try to be your average horror film. It's a revenge thriller. It's a revenge with a little horror and a little subtle action to it. They try to keep it realistic as possible. I do like the direction of this. It does feel like it gets a little bit choppy at parts, just to where it feels like they're trying to find a balance of, I think, by going dark to having lighter tones, of trying to... I think the film has some pacing issues. I think that it has some pacing issues, but it still has like a 2-hour limit. I thought the actor who cast for Hannibal Lecter, again, may he rest in peace, was phenomenal. This dude, every time you see him on screen, he is unnerving. He's unnerving. The guy, you kind of don't know what he's thinking in the moments where he commits these murders, but then you are frightened when you're rooting for him because of what happens in the film, where these guys basically ate her sister while he watched, and you're rooting for him, but then when he does these acts, you are also terrified of what he does. And it is interesting. Gong Li, who... I have to call this out. She's a Chinese actress playing a Japanese role. I mean, that's happened before. But anyway, she is also great in this. She plays the aunt of Hannibal Lecter, and they explain how that happens. And she sees how broken that this man is, and she tries to heal him by trying to adapt to her way of belief and trying to have him cope with his trauma. He tries his best. Unfortunately, his desire for revenge craves him so, and he goes out to find every single one of those dudes that did him wrong, and she helps him out a little bit. But then she starts to realize that this guy is slowly descend into madness. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, this dude was great. Gong Li was great, and the guy that was from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 plays the Lizard. He was also great too. He plays a pretty good villain. I don't know much about his work, but he plays a very terrifying villain. This dude, when you see him, you want him gone. You want him gone. You want him dead, deep fried on a dead fried chicken steak. You want him gone. This dude is menacing. Every frame that this guy, you see him in, you want him out. You want him gone. I really like the direction of this. It does feel a little bit choppy at times, and I think the idea was trying to find that balance of having a action, adventure, horror. I actually like they just try to keep it realistically as they can. I mean, I think there's some things in there that are a little bit questionable, but they try their best with it. I wish we gotten more of the dynamic of the inspector, played by Dominic West, and Hannibal Lecter. Those scenes are so good with them together. Like really interesting. Like I kind of wish we dive more into Hannibal Lecter's psyche. I think the film fails at that, where you don't know what he's thinking, and maybe that's supposed to be the intent. But I wish we got more of what drives him. I mean, you kind of, I mean, but I wish we gotten that more visually, more just more of scenes of trying to analyze Hannibal Lecter's mind. I wish we've gotten that. I wish there was more dynamic between the cop, played by Dominic West, and Hannibal Lecter to really sell that pursuit. But all in all, I believe this is a very underrated thriller, especially in the horror genre. Because this is not your average horror film. This is a revenge thriller with some minimal horror elements into it, but I thought this was phenomenal. I think, I remember watching it, reading in it, and I watched it like 3 times. This is actually my first time watching it in years, and I just thought, wait a minute, this movie is actually pretty cool. I want to revisit it, and it's not getting talked about a lot. I mean, the movie's 2007. There are some moments in here that doesn't hold up, given that it's 2022. This movie was 2007. So there's some dramatic moments that don't hold up all the way, but that famous no that happens in this film. Wow, I just thought of something. But I still recommend Hannibal Rising. Definitely, especially if you're looking for a good thriller. Hannibal Rising, have you seen it? Comment below, let me know if you have. Now available on Tubi. Let me know in the comment section when you do check it out. I want to know what you guys think about it. Is this underrated? Let me know. Let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.